Right now, there's some breaking news coming into the newsroom. Here's the latest.
Right now in the East Alabama, Lee County, Beauregard area, prayers are being asked for the dozens of families impacted tonight. Either they lost a loved one or they lost their home or they lost both. Joining me right now, Sheriff Jay Jones with the latest on the numbers. We had just reported 22. However, new information has come in that now 23 people have passed away in this storm. What else can you tell us at this point?
Just that at this point, we've held up the search until light in the morning. It's just too hazardous an area at this point. We've got debris fields everywhere. Homes, as previously mentioned earlier this evening, completely destroyed. The devastation is incredible, is the word that comes to mind. We have a lot of families that have been displaced. We do have individuals at the hospital. I understand that 2 are in intensive care and other injuries as well that are being treated. But unfortunately, our toll as far as fatalities does stand at 23 at the current time.
Providence Baptist Church in Beauregard is acting as a shelter for those families that have been displaced. Right now, we know the community wants to come together, as Lee County always does, to help everybody. But the number one thing you're asking people to do is to stay away, because when the sun comes up tomorrow, again, first responders, you will be getting in there again for more search and recovery efforts. And the last thing you need is people on the roads, correct?
That is correct. We would request that people please do not come to the area below the Beauregard Committee or in the Beauregard Committee on Highway 51. We do have the roads are secured. We have the roads blocked. The power companies are coming in. They're trying to get service restored. We're trying to identify areas where the most damage occurred. We're going to have organized search teams in the morning, several of them going into the most highly affected areas to conduct further searches. And we would like not to find anyone else, but we certainly are going to conduct our searches in the morning, start back in earnest when we have light to do so. And we're certainly asking for everyone's prayers for these families and their loved ones that were lost today.
This is a catastrophe unlike Lee County has ever seen in terms of natural disasters. 23 men, women, and children deceased, 2 in ICU, numerous injuries, and really the recovery efforts will continue tomorrow. What do you want to say about this day in history right now, Sheriff Jones?
This is, as you mentioned, I don't recall, or I cannot recall, at least in the last 50 years and longer than that, a situation where we have had this loss of life that we experienced today. It's taking a toll on all the first responders. It's just an extremely tough situation, and we're going to do everything we can to support these families that have lost their loved ones and those that are now without a home.
Sheriff Jones, anything else you can think of to say at this point in time?
Just we appreciate the community's support. The outpouring of support has been overwhelming, and I'm not surprised. Not here in Lee County. That's just the way it is.
And it was just to watch the first responders from all over East Alabama converge on this scene and begin just picking up tasks. You moved in harmony to rescue people, to save people, to recover people. What do you want to say about the surrounding agencies that jumped in? It was all hands on deck, wasn't it?
It was, and it's all these agencies in their finest hour, really, coming together, coordinating our efforts, and working as one huge team to address the situation and hopefully help the families in need.
The finest hour in Beauregard's darkest hour. Sheriff Jay Jones, thank you so much for your professionalism. And if we can do anything to help you, you let us know.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sheriff Jones. Again, Sheriff Jay Jones with the Lee County Sheriff's Office. 23 men, women, and children confirmed dead in a catastrophic tornado that touched down in the Beauregard community earlier this afternoon. The command center will transition to Beauregard High School tomorrow when, as the sun comes up, again, the recovery efforts will begin. We also want to let you know so many people have reached out to us just begging and asking what they can do to help. From what we understand, Highlands Church there in Auburn, they will begin accepting donations at first light 7 a.m. They do not need food. They do not need water. What they do need are baby supplies, children's supplies, diapers, formula, gift cards, underwear, socks, shoes, tarps, work gloves. So again, keep the water and the food at home, but if you can think of any other supplies that might be needed in this recovery effort, you can bring them to the Highlands Church in Auburn. And again, as you heard Sheriff Jones, this is the finest hour in the darkest hour for the Beauregard community. Michaela, going to send it back to you.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth, and thank you, Sheriff Jay Jones, for joining us as well.